You know what I got into?
What's that?
Cursed on Netflix. Have you seen that?
No.
No,
I haven't.
not yet.
Well, yeah, my mother-in-law's been talking about it a lot. Because that's pretty much what she does. She goes to work and then comes home and then she like watches Netflix. I mean, we all live together right now, so she's just in her room almost always. So she's been talking about watching it and how she's hooked on it.
Right.
And, I'm like, okay. I mean, we'll definitely give it a shot. At some point. Right now, started Umbrella Academy last night.
Oh.
So you go through Cursed and we'll talk a little bit about some Umbrella Academy first impressions.
So like Cursed, like from all the marketing I saw, I knew there was like a little bit of magic because like the sword of power and like Excalibur and stuff. But then starting to watch it, I really didn't realize how like high fantasy it is. We're talking like fairies and like fae people and magic and stuff like that. Like I thought it was going to be a little bit more Game of Thronesy, where they really tried to downplay a lot of the magic in Game of Thrones or whatever, at least at first or whatever. Sure, they had dragons, but even dragons, those are biological entities. They're not they're not magic technically. So, but yeah, how high fantasy, I had absolutely no idea. And so it's actually kind of a nice change of pace. Because I'd even say The Witcher, when they turned that into a TV series, they really downplayed. I feel like they really downplayed a lot of like The Witcher is, magic, and there's a couple of times he does like his force push or whatever. But that's like the only time we really see him do like magic.
Yeah.
Whereas in the video game, you can do like, fire and frost and like all these different types of magic or whatever. But we didn't see that. All we did is, essentially a force push a couple of times. So I feel like they really downplayed that. Fast forward to this, and I really feel like they kind of just went all in, which I really appreciate. You know what I mean? Like, I really like it. Some of the graphics aren't like super top notch.
Yeah.
And, I'd say the acting isn't like the absolute best or whatever, but I mean, considering that we're essentially following around a teenager or whatever, I don't think it's that bad. You know what I mean? I'm actually surprised. Like, I haven't heard that much about it one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like, because like when Umbrella Academy comes out, obviously you have like a bunch of people on Twitter talking about it, yada yada.
Yeah.
And then this came out a couple weeks before it, and I haven't really heard anything about it. So, yeah, I haven't heard bad about it, but granted, but I just also haven't heard anything good about it. So it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of... It definitely released to not as much fanfare as The Witcher did, because The Witcher even fell under the radar for a lot of people. Like, a lot of gamers were like, oh, yeah, like it's...
Right.
We're... Excuse me. We're ready for this, but I've only heard a few people talk about Cursed, and I guess that could be a good thing of it being like an underdog, kind of, where it's like they're not hyping it up, so where the expectation isn't super high for it.